So welcome everyone to a little video with Tim Wild and myself. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Lovisa. Lovely to see you again.
And you. So we're having a workshop together on Monday, the 11th of April.
We are
meeting up today to talk about all the energies coming through.
Yeah.
And we are recording a little video for you to introduce these energies and to do a visualization that came through with wolf spirit. Also,
I love this wolf spirit. It reminds me so much of it ties in so much with what we're all going through at the moment, Lovisa. It's like you might have questioned it to start off with, and then it's like, actually this is really in alignment with the process that we're having to go through.
Yes, you were talking about the wolf pack and how
it's always, I mean, where we are on the ascension process at the moment, if you look how a wolf pack operates, the alphas and the leaders, which would pertain to us, even if you're listening to this, you might feel like you are not in a leadership role. Energetically, you are, because you are a representation of the light, and everything else around you aspires to your vibration, which is why it's so important that we keep our vibration high. So a leader or an alpha of a wolf pack will ensure that the elderly and the young are guarded simultaneously. And this pertains to it's almost like a reflection of the 3D and the 5D, where we're looking after our own awakening clan, but we're also here for the people that aren't awake yet, even though there's this kind of what looks to be a huge barrier and a divide. So we're encompassing a whole world of different vibrations, and it's a huge mantle of responsibility, and the responsibility and the courage that is needed for the responsibility is the point of focus for our workshop on Monday.
So Lightworker Courage, walking Mastery and Lightworker Courage. Right? Absolutely.
Because
so
it does
let me just show this card and of a wolf spirit that I think is so beautiful. This is by a deck by Colette Baron Reed. It's called the Spirit Animal Oracle. The wolf spirit.
Beautiful,
right? Yeah, so that's what, like, the inspiration for the visualization. And the really wolf spirit wanted to come through because two of our guides, Norse guides for our workshop, are the Norse god Tyr, who is like a personification of courage, was the bravest of them all. It's kind of like an antagonist, the Wolf Fenrir or Fenris, who is a representation of fear. Everyone feared him. He was a beast, huge wolf that they tried to kind of take him in, the gods and Odin, to raise him, because he was said to become someone who's actually at the end of the world. He will kind of devour Odin even. So it really represents that a fear, but he outgrew them, kind of, so they all started to fear him, and in the end the only one who dared go near him and calm him was Tyr. So he would kind of put his hand into the wolf's mouth and he was the only one who dared to do that. So
it's very interesting, isn't it? I mean, if you think about the metaphorical meaning of putting your hand into a wolf's mouth, I mean, you'd really have to take a deep breath before you did that, wouldn't you?
Yes. Let me show that image now that we're talking about them then. So
I love this powerful art that you find, Lovisa.
Isn't that gorgeous? Actually, this is John Bauer. You can see his name at the top left corner there, and it was painted in 1911. And actually, from the name, I should know this. And when I then did read up on him, I know he's Swedish. I remembered, but that's more like German name actually. But he was a Swedish artist, and he did this like amazing. He like would bring the old myths and sagas and everything to life in such a beautiful way.
No, it's perfect.
So that is Tyr with his hand in the wolf's mouth. And you can see that Fenrir is bound here. And that was how they tricked him into, he said, like, I need one of you to put your hand in my mouth. I'm not fully trusting you, that you're not tricking me. And Tyr did it. He actually will bite his hand off. So he's the one-handed god. But he would do that. You know, it's kind of a self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah. It's
and because he knew he could do it. And that's really to face your fear.
Perfect. Yeah. And that's what we're having to do. It's so appropriate for the quantity of responsibility and the potential unknown that we're facing at the moment. It's been a very much a riding theme that is coming through to so many people in our position at the moment, is that no, we don't know where we're going. Yes, we have got a lot of responsibility, and that responsibility is all down to the power with which we create it, because we're now creating the next phase. We're aligning it in accordance to the harmony of the high road, or the golden bridge, the fifth dimensional unity consciousness, and the golden foundations that are being built. So everything has to harmonize with this in order to be part of it, to step into it. And it takes a huge amount of courage to face your shadows, to step into the arena with the things that you are the most frightened of, because inevitably you can't take those things with you.
And one thing is also to dare to shine your light, to stand up for what you believe in as a light worker. That's a very difficult thing at first, for many of us, when we wake up, we don't know anyone else who believes what we do, and to own that. It's perfectly fine that is a process. You don't have to like tell the whole world at once and like do videos like this, or
no. I think you can personally attest to that as well, Lovisa, having strived through that initiation yourself. I mean, it was a very powerful one for you, wasn't it? So you have the perfect kind of curriculum with which to teach the same experience to others. It's
so at first I couldn't imagine telling anyone at my old job, where I still also work, so I do both still. Or my family, yes, they're very supportive. So they're like, what is she talking about? But they were still supportive. I know for some of you, you don't have that privilege either. But then to my first videos, I said I said that my name was Lovisa, but I didn't say my full name, and my YouTube channel's name didn't contain my name, you know. So that took a while. I was scared out of my mind to do my first videos. Also, thought that was I didn't even like it at all. But yeah, no, I
don't think anybody does to begin with. It's a case of getting comfortable.
But I still get nervous though. But I don't do. You've done so many. Do you get nervous?
No, not with videos anymore. I think live speaking, because that's a different arena altogether. You know, it's all about you in the moment on the day. And one thing I have learned, especially with presenting live, is to honor flow rather than kind of think you've got everything prepared and sorted, because you could get up there and be told to do something completely different. And that's happened when I've come over to Sweden, and when you were hosting the workshops. I can remember, I think it was the first or the second day of one of the weekends, and I said, look, do you remember? I said, oh, look, I'm sorry, I have got information that I said we would be doing this today, but I'm being very powerfully guided to do something different. And this is the energy of the group. This is the energy of the particular time that we're working with. So, you know, to be able to kind of flow with the currents is definitely a bit of a bonus.
So just to mention wolf spirit again, since that if you hear about Fenrir or Fenris, that would be like the feeling of fear, and also the way that people in many cultures have viewed the wolf that it's someone you fear, and people are, you know, killing the wolves because, you know, they take our cattle or whatever.
Yeah.
And they would be afraid that it would take your children. And but then the interesting thing is that the dog, but that we then domesticated the wolf, and the dog is the man's best friend. So and so loyal. And that's one thing that really comes through with the wolf spirit, loyalty. It's really very strong. But should we mention a little bit, like the beginning of the description of our event on Monday, in the 11th, says, we have now reached the point in the 20-year transition period between 2012 and 2032, where light workers are beginning to step into their walking mastery and embody their divinity. So for anyone who doesn't know, what is this period that we're in, this transition period between 2012 and 2032, Tim?
Well, we're making a jump shift from the third dimension, where we've been for thousands and thousands of years, since beginning of Atlantis, 260,000 years to be precise, into the fifth dimension in a very, very short space of time. So this 20-year window, we are directly in the middle of this at the moment, hence the global chaos, hence the constant turbulence, hence the incessant efforts of the 3D matrix to keep people at a lower consciousness than a higher consciousness. I think from the information that I've received, we are well past the point of them thinking that they have the ability to stop the ascension process. What they are trying to do is hinder and impede those that are stepping over a little bit later. So we're at a very, very chaotic midpoint of the shift, which is why a lot of you that are listening to this at the moment might be feeling like you're under pressure. You might be completely bombarded with all of these different sources of information. You might have also begun to adopt the mantle of responsibility for your role on this planet, which is where the courage needs to come in, because mastery, or walking mastery, as it is being called, is a mastery of self. Once the self has been mastered, then you have mastery over your environment. So we are stepping from a very limited state of consciousness where humanity has been under illusion for a long period of time into our vast cosmic multi-dimensional master self. And it's a big jump for people to make in such a short space of time. And we're here to help.
So I was actually reading from your book, yours and Diana's book.
That's the one, the second in
the
the
Archangel
book.
Guide to Enlightenment and Mastery, Living in the Fifth Dimension. So that's the second book. And just like how you define it, walking mastery. So there it says, living in a physical body while maintaining the upper levels of the fifth dimension. This occurs when you contain a high percentage of light in your four-body system.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So ultimately, at the moment, you will be going through a process of all of the physical interactions that you got, but your light will be rising every single day. There is not a day that goes by on this planet at the moment where some part of the process is occurring within you to increase your light. So this happens daily. There's no relent from it. It is a constant climbing up the percentage of light ladder. And quite often that is why it feels uncomfortable. It feels the opposite. You know, raising your light.
Like a lot of yo-yoing.
A lot of yo-yoing, because once the light comes in and we integrate it, we then have to remove the density that the light has made room for. And quite often that means we go back down to that level to experience the density, experience the shadow, release it, work through the things that kept it stored in the cupboard in the first place. And here you have our process. And
it's perfectly normal. That's how it's. That's how it happens. So you don't have to feel that, oh, I'm back, I'm regressing instead of progressing. No. It is. And also when the 3D and the 5D, when it becomes like the distance becomes longer, of course you're gonna feel it more like yo-yoing. Like it's gonna be quite.
It can be exhausting. It's there's a lot of very exhausted souls out there at the moment, because the constant jumping between bandwidths and thoughts and focus and situations is, quite frankly, we want to be either one way or the other. We want to be comfortable, we want to be stable, we want to be grounded, we want to be happy, but everything has to be sorted out before we can move into that state permanently. And it does beg the question sometimes of, when we get there, what are we going to do with ourselves? Because we've become so accustomed to this grind, to this constant hard work now. It's been like this for years and years, decades for me personally. And so I'm kind of wondering what I'm going to do with myself when I do finally get to this kind of state of fifth dimensional utopia. It's going to be like, well, there must be something I've got to clear today.
Yeah, but I'm feeling really how they're cheering us on, our guides, that we're really doing such a great job. And that was one description for this workshop that came through, is that this is a pep rally, Lovisa. It's not just a pep talk. Do you? I mean, I know pep rally is an American word. I learned it when I was in the US.
Same in the UK. It's like, go on, yay! You know, like,
yeah, right. So we're feeling exhausted, but we're doing a great job. And I think we're going to know exactly what to do. And I mean, all these things that we wished we could do, that we want to do. I see so much that I want to do, and then I'm limited by my
part of being human.
Yeah, so I don't think you need to worry, Tim. You'd be like, yay, I can do all of this. No. But so walking mastery, and then the other phrase is embodying your divinity, or embodying our divinity, which is something that I'm getting a lot. And one thing with the process at the moment is that it's so physical, and that it's that we're really bringing. Well, one thing is that we've come to the point now when our level, or the percentage of light in our four-body system, is so high that we're really starting to anchor in a new way. It's what I feel. Our higher self, our master self for this lifetime.
Yeah, and absolutely. And so it's almost like we personify that role. Yeah, we become that role, but we are us. That's what we were talking about before we hit the record button. The important distinction of being who we've incarnated to be, not the illustrious selves that we might have been in previous lifetimes, but embodying the us here and now, because there's a lot of glamour and there's a lot of illusion in who we might have been in Atlantis, who we might have been in Egyptian times, and all of this stuff, and people can get very distracted with it. And so that is an important point, to honor and embody the divinity of you, who you are in this lifetime.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's not that we don't, I mean, we have access to all of that wisdom and the light, and those are aspects of our soul. So it's absolutely fine. It's good that you know who you were, but that is who you were. And now you're here to be.
This is your
master. You're not here to be that you're another aspect of you, right? Yeah. And you're the walking master. You're not gonna embody someone else.
No.
Even if it's a part of your soul.
Yeah, exactly.
and the glorious one.
Really strongly.
And the amazing amount of support that we have from all of these masters.
It's an amazing amount of support as well. They're coming in so strongly for this year, and we're so, like, for the last 2 years we might have felt a little bit kind of stranded, a little bit bereft, but this year is the year we've got all of the teams backing us up, and they are here in huge quantities. It's growing by the month at the moment. So but
the importance of, because it does feel quite dense down here, and like with everything going on, like you said, all that's playing out now, the chaos. So it can feel good to like go up there instead, and kind of. But what we need to do now is bring it into our body. That is the embodying. We anchor this in to the physical. And that's why it also can feel more physical, and with aches and pains and difficulties like that. Yeah,
all of the shadow stuff is creating so much kind of physical stuff. It really is. I'm
So
just
I already did our guides, our 2 Norse Master guides for the workshop. And I wanted to mention the Norse energies in general. They're really coming through really strongly at the moment. You've said that too. People have commented after our previous workshop.
Really?
As
Excellent.
well. Yeah. And one reason I think that why they're coming in so strongly for many now is that they're all warriors, because we are that sacred warrior, and to really empower us to stand strong in our truth and our power, and to support that embodying, because it's difficult. And that is the walking mastery that we're ascending, but we're staying here in the physical body. So
it's actually the uniqueness of this process can't be overstated as well. It's the fact that what we're doing is almost experimental, retaining the physical body. It's the physical body under the circumstances that we are living in now, 20, 30 years ago, would have dissolved in a puff of smoke with the quantity of light that we're holding within our system. So we are kind of upgrading into a physicality that has not been explored before. So it's an interesting time.
Yeah. I do want, we will have archangel guides in our workshop as well. I just want to show who's really coming through.
Ooh, brilliant.
Archangel Asriel.
Yeah.
So the angel of birth and death, and of rebirth, and of like this transition that we're going through. So this is from Diana Cooper's deck, the Archangel Oracle card.
I received that card the other day, actually. Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it?
It is. It's so amazing. So he's, from the outside, he looks black, like outside of his wings. But when you're held like within that embrace, it's all golden.
Right.
So that black color will absorb, like, so when someone's passing, for example, because he will be there for every birth and every death, and through every big transition in our lives. And those lower frequencies, those difficulties, whatever, that are being released are being absorbed by that black.
Yeah.
Helping with that. And then just holding us in that golden embrace. And the thing is, this visualization that we're moving into now is also like I can say that already, we're going to be in a dark forest, right? But so that is like the outside of his wings, the forest at night.
Yeah.
But we're sitting by this fire. So it's like we're in his embrace in this transformation that we're going through. So he let me know this morning. I didn't realize when I was writing the visualization. But you can have that in mind, and that he's really with us all so strongly in this huge transformation that we're going through.
Brilliant.
Right? So I'm going to do. Should we turn off our cameras, Tim, for the visualization?
Absolutely, yes. Let's do that one.
And I'm gonna stop my video first and then share the screen, because I want to show these the wolves.
Oh, beautiful.
Does it show well there?
It does show very well. That is perfect.
Wonderful. So if you're ready to start too, Tim.
I am indeed. I am indeed. So just wherever you are in the world, just get ready to be taken into this beautiful visualization.
So this is the wolf spirit visualization. You are the one you have been waiting for. If you close your eyes and focus on your breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Once again, in through your nose and out through your mouth.
Now, as you keep focusing on your breath, tune into the ground beneath you. Feel how the earth is holding you, supporting you, and enabling you to feel steady. Feel the connection surface between your body and the earth, and actually begin to breathe into the earth itself. So take a deep breath in Breathe out and feel that connection to the earth.
And as you do this, your roots of light start to grow into the ground. Feel them growing deep and wide and strong. And as you breathe with this, feel it strengthening for a few breaths now. Breathing in deeply and then breathing out into the ground. And your roots of light keep growing. You're grounded and held by Mother Earth through this meditation.
It is now time to focus on your surroundings. You are sitting on an old tree trunk by a beautiful big fire in a Nordic winter night. The snow is glistening on the ground all around you, and it is also on the branches of the trees in the forest that surrounds you.
Feel the heat from this fire, hear it crackle, and see how your breath creates little white clouds in the frosty air. And feel the freshness of this pure, clean forest air in every breath that you take.
And now a sudden sound in the distance catches your attention. A pack of wolves are howling into their night. The howls interweaving with each other. This powerful sound sends a shiver all through your bodies and fields, an energy wave. Just take a note of how this makes you feel at this point in time.
And there's a movement now by your feet. And as you look down, you see that a big wolf is lying right there in front of you. It's actually warming your feet. This wolf was sleeping, but the howling woke it up.
As you look at the wolf now, and it looks back at you, allow yourself to feel completely calm, completely safe, completely grounded, and totally relaxed.
You immediately know that this wolf spirit is your guardian, your guide, and your beloved friend. Feel the connection, heart to heart, soul to soul with this beautiful animal, and see, sense, or feel the flow of keys and codes of light in between your energy fields.
At this point in time, you may see colours, symbols, golden sparkles, pictures and images or memories may flash through your mind. Just give them a few moments to do so. You may hear sounds, a feeling of heat or cold, or even waves of energy. Just take note of this energy transfer in whichever way it is currently presenting itself to you.
This is a reawakening. This is a remembrance. Let these sounds of light assist you in this reconnection. Raya ichi namaseho, akaina he, awanama e, akashina he, raom.
Now, as you look around you now, just realize that you and your wolf guardian are no longer alone. In fact, you have become part of a circle, sitting all around the fire. When you look around this circle, you see smiling faces looking back at you.
Take note of who is here. Who do you see? There are Norse Masters of these lands, mighty warriors. Feel the energy flow from them and into you. This is connecting with your inner warrior, strengthening it, helping it to come online.
As you keep looking around the circle, you recognize there are in fact masters of all of the ancient civilizations here, all through time, from all across the earth. And you may even find that some of these masters are from the stars.
See if you recognize someone in particular. You will notice that most of these faces feel familiar, even if you don't know how or why. This is okay. You don't need to remember, just feel the connection.
Just allow yourself to know that all who are here tonight are here because of you. Just allow that to sink in for a few moments. Feel their support, their love, and also their happy anticipation.
Your wolf sits up now and starts to howl up into the night sky. Feel the calling, the strong, powerful calling in this vibration. As you look up into the multitude of stars and breathe their light in, your focus starts to shift inwards, into your own heart, into your soul, into your core.
And as you feel into yourself, you recognize now a new presence, a strong presence that you may never have noticed before. As you start to explore it, it feels so strong, so empowered, so wise, so loving, and ultimately so divine.
Who is this, you might ask? It is you, beloved, your master self of this lifetime. In the time to come, this presence within you will strengthen, and you will get to know and feel and understand more and more what this means.
So just for now, know that you are here now. And you are the one that you have been waiting for. All of the masters in the circle around you are beaming with joy. For a new master is born, and this master is you. Know that you will have their support always and forever.
For now, it's time to start to return to your body, to here and now once more. Your wolf spirit lies down again at your feet. It wants you to know that it's by your side always. It's only a thought away. It's supporting you in your glorious transformation.
Now you thank the masters and your spirit wolf and start to focus on your breath as you look into the fire. Take a deep breath in. Fill your heart and breathe out through your mouth.
Once again, breathing deeply through your nose, filling your heart and breathing out through your mouth. As you're landing more and more into your body. Feel your body. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe move your hands and feet. Maybe even stretch your body. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Welcome back.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lovisa.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And
I hope you enjoyed that beautiful visualization.
Know that it's you.
It is you. It's all about you at the end of the day.
Mm.
And you know, we're moving from a societal structure that would have originally said this is ego, this is self-centeredness. No, it's empowerment.
Yeah.
We are empowering ourselves to hold one another in equal form all around this world at a fifth dimensional unity consciousness. And it all begins with you, us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful. Yeah, so thank you, Tim. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and hope to see you with us in our workshop on Monday, the 11th of April.
Absolutely. Sending you all lots of love, and please come and join us. It's going to be a good night.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. See you soon.